It's easy to make mistakes and maybe trip up a little bit when you're new to something and you're learning. But what are 5 easily avoidable mistakes you as a new Medicare agent can avoid making? This video is brought to you by none other than Lead Heroes, you guys. Lead Heroes has got you covered when it comes to telemarketing leads, whether it be Medicare supplement leads, final expense leads, turn 65 leads. They just got something for everybody. They got custom calling campaigns where you can pay by the hour for one of their trained and proficient telemarketers to actually make calls for you. And they call it custom because you can kind of have them do whatever you want, whether it be live transfers, preset appointments, whether you just want them to send you leads when they're interested. They can do it for you. They also got you covered when it comes to virtual staffing, you guys. You can actually pay by the hour if you're having trouble affording help for one of their trained staff members, I should say, to help you out in your business. They've already gone through the vetting process through Lead Heroes. They make sure that you're only getting the best of the best, and they're going to really help you out in your business. Just because you watch this video, they're going to give you 10% off any orders you make on the website. Link to the site can be found down in the description, so go ahead and check them out. All right, guys, let's talk about 5 mistakes that new agents make all the time that result in their downfall. And if it doesn't result in their downfall, it slows them down tremendously from making forward progress, okay? So let's just jump right into this, okay? Mistake number 1. That would be chasing free leads, you guys. There is no such thing as free, right? You always have to pay with something. There are organizations out there that they recruit on the back of will give you free leads. Now, I'm assuming that for most of you that are watching this, you want to be an independent agent. You want to build your own business, your own clientele. You want to build an agency. You want to take over the world in your industry. And it's sometimes incredibly lucrative to sign up with an organization that gives you the false promises and the false premises of free leads, right? Because that helps you from the standpoint that you're not going to have to put out as much investment money to actually buy the lead yourself and market, which I've told you have to do on this channel. I would say I can't think of an organization that I've ever seen that gives out free leads that don't have a couple of different characteristics. Number 1, they're typically going to contract you as a captive or LOA situation, almost always, to where you might even get the full commission, or maybe you'll get, maybe 75% of the full commission, whatever it might be. But what you'll find is in most cases that your commissions don't get paid to you directly. They're going to get paid to the company that you were recruited by, and then they pay you out. What happens then? If you ever choose to walk away or leave, they have the option of whether they want to pay you or not pay you that business. And it belongs to them. And you sold, let's say, years of your hard work for some free leads. Don't chase free leads, guys. And typically they're not even always real-time exclusive leads either. Sometimes they are, but very commonly very commonly you're going to find that they're actually typically 5, 6, 7-year-old leads, direct mail leads. Half of the people on the list are dead. They're typically not the best quality of leads. You have no control over it. And the most concerning part of it to me is if you want to be a business owner, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be an agency builder, you have to learn how to hunt for yourself. If you're relying on an organization that gives you leads and you never actually learn how to get your own leads, they own you. They own you, and you have 100% dependence on them. And you never actually learn how to generate your own business. As soon as you learn how to generate your own business, only then are you at the place where you control your destiny and you're not dependent on anyone other than you. It's the old saying, teach a man to catch a fish for a man, he'll eat for a day. Teach the man to fish himself, he'll eat forever. Don't chase free leads. That's number 1. Number 2, overanalyzing, analysis paralysis. Tons of agents do this. They feel like they have to know every little thing in order to actually get into the business and be successful. Actually, the best way for you to learn is to do, and to make mistakes, and to fall on your face, and get punched in the nose. All of those things are what's going to be your best teacher. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to take the time as much as possible to make sure you're getting trained, to make sure that you're learning things in your free time. But it doesn't mean you have to spend 6 months doing that. I've known agents that are incredibly capable. They're very smart. They'll pass the licensing exam easily, one time. It's not a concern for them. They'll pass all the certifications. They'll blow through AHIP. But they feel like they have to have everything memorized in order for them to actually make any forward momentum and any progress in their business. Do not overanalyze. Don't be afraid to get the training, of course. Train as much as you can, but don't be afraid to get out there and make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. It's inevitable. Even if you do study for 6 months and make no money on that over the course of those 6 months, you are going to make mistakes as soon as you get out there, because there's only so much you can learn by observing, watching, studying, and reading. There's only so much you can learn. The real way to learn is to kind of put your feet to the fire and experience the heat a little bit. Trust me, guys, you'll be better off for it. It might be scary. It might be nerve-wracking. I felt it too, but you got to power through that. And if you can do that, you're going to be better off for it. So that's number 2, analysis paralysis. Number 3, my friends, is coming right into the business when you know nothing, you have no experience, and you feel like you need to recruit other people into the business. It's the blind leading the blind. This is very much an MLM type of philosophy and mentality. And there are some companies out there, and that I won't name, that they preach from the mentality that you shouldn't sell insurance. You shouldn't sell business. You should just recruit other people into it and sell business, and then no one's ever selling business. And you have this long line of people that are just recruiting, building that pyramid, if you will. Don't do that. When you come in as an agent, you're going to make far more money selling your own business, number 1. Number 2, you can control that, right? You can control how much business you're writing. You can't control the efforts of others. Number 2. Number 3, agents are a time suck. Agents are a time suck. When you come into the business, you have no business, right? Even if you have 20 clients, it's nothing. You don't have a foundation yet. You need to build a foundation out in order for you to be able to help others, because you need to be able to know what you're doing. I always tell people that, in my opinion, I think if you have less than 500 or even less than 1,000 clients, it's going to be very difficult for you to bring people into the business, because there's just such a time suck. I always say that agents are as much work. One agent is as much work as about 100 clients in terms of servicing, because agents can be incredibly needy. My company didn't start bringing agents into the business until I was very much established. I was sitting on multiple 6-figure book of business, and it helped me because I was able to hire support staff, and I was able to kind of outsource different kinds of tasks and things like that to where I could help the agents and kind of put infrastructure in place. Never think that you can just come into the business and successfully recruit people. It's never been done. I've never seen anyone do it. The most successful people are the ones that come in and write business themselves, and then down the road, once they have experience, once they have something to teach, then they focus on recruiting and bringing people into the business. Number 4, getting licensed in 20 states. So they'll see a YouTube video about someone that says, sell over the phone, sell all over the country, and they'll go spend like $5,000 on getting licensed in 15 states or 20 states, and then they don't know what to do with those states. And then they have this expense, and this reoccurring expense on these licenses, the ones that aren't perpetual. There's very few perpetual states. By the way, if you don't know what a perpetual state is, it's a state that never expires. Florida's a perpetual state. But there's typically, non-resident appointment fees. There's all kinds of costs when it comes to doing business in other states. When you're new, focus on your own backyard. You're going to be better off for it. Learn the products in your backyard. Become the guy or gal to know in terms of what you're selling in your backyard. And don't worry about other states. Pick up another state when there's a need to pick up another state. If you have a couple of people to write, get licensed then. But don't just pick up states to pick up states. It's unneeded expenses, and it's just stupid. Number 5, thinking that they can't do business until they incorporate. Let me share something with you, my friends. I did not form my corporation, Christian Brindle Insurance Services, until about January of 2017. You can look it up. It's public record. And I started in the business 3 or 4 years before that. So I was selling under my own social security number. Now, I probably took too long to form the corporation. But the point of forming a corporation is to save yourself taxable income. And I'm no tax professional, so keep this in mind. This is made for entertainment purposes only. But the advice that I got from my tax guy that I think is very good was when you first get started, the income you're like, let's say you make 20 grand your first year, 50 grand your second year, whatever the case might be, you're essentially going up in increments as time goes on. It's going to cost you more to have a corporation in fees and things like that, and double licenses, because essentially when you have a corporation, you're going to need to create double licenses. You're going to need to get licensed from the corporation. It's a separate entity. So there's just a bunch of work and costs that come with it. Unless you're making, and the number varies. I always tell people, I think if you're under 6 figures, you probably don't want to do this. You don't want to get a corporation. It's typically not worth it. And, I would start out as an independent agent, go write some business, get some of this red tape and analysis paralysis out of the way. Go write some business and then incorporate later when you have some money coming in and you know you're going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. Anyway, guys, those are my 5 things to avoid. Mistakes that new agents make routinely. Do you agree with my list? Do you have any you'd like to add to the list if you're a seasoned agent? Let us know in the comment section. I'd love to hear about it. Make sure to hit the like in this video if you found this helpful. It helps more people just like you find the video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. So please, please, please drop a like in the video. I would really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you like our content. Hit the notification bell so you're notified when we upload. We upload videos at least 5 days a week. And until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Here's to your success and your abundance. Thanks, guys.